Making money is a pattern, and sometimes that pattern is not yours. I know that sounds strange, but just stick with me for a few minutes and I'll explain to you why. There's a truth that's hard to ignore, especially for women who've had to fight their way to success. Whether you've built a business from scratch or have worked your way up the ladder, there's something most people just don't talk about, and that's the patterns that we inherit. Because for most women, making money feels like an almost impossible task that's wrapped in guilt. It's not just about strategy or shifting your mindset, it's about the patterns that are hardwired into your energetic system and your nervous system. It's been passed down through generations. And I realized this in my own business after I hit a ceiling. And even though I was doing all the right things, I was working really hard, harder than ever, I just could not seem to break through. And I felt like there was this invisible force keeping me from getting there. And you feel like it's never going to come. It's possible. It was possibly my strategy. It wasn't my mindset. It was something deeper, something inherited. See, I grew up believing that survival was the only option, or at least that's what I thought. From losing my mother at a young age and to experiencing real struggle, not the type that I'm having a rough month or I'm having a bad week, but the kind that meant you're consciously sacrificing everything just to feel safe, just to survive. And whilst, yeah, my dad worked tirelessly to give us a better life, there was always this underlying belief that I had to earn success through struggle. Now, here's the thing. I thought ease meant betraying my parents' sacrifices. How could I possibly choose an easier life or ease when they had to fight so hard just to create opportunities for me? I convinced myself that choosing different was like saying, thanks for everything, but I don't need it anymore. There was this emotional loyalty that tied me, that tethered me to struggle. And I felt like I had to work myself to the bone to prove I deserved what I had. I didn't realize it at the time, but this pattern was rippling even into my business and way beyond that. Even when I was succeeding, I didn't see that my success was part of my freedom. Instead, I kept creating struggle, even within the successes I had. And this is why I feel a lot of women stay stuck, because this is what's happening when women get to the point where they've hit this plateau or they've reached a crossroads in their business. They've done all the work, applied all the strategies, but something keeps them from scaling further. And that's because scaling can feel like betraying the very people who made it possible for us to be here. It triggers an old loyalty contract, the kind that says, who do you think you are to have it easier? You're not supposed to skip ahead. This invisible ceiling is just so real. And no amount of strategies or courses or programs or done for you is going to change that. Absolutely, you might work harder, apply a new tactic, or reframe your mindset, but that old pattern still lives in your energetic state and your nervous system. It's like an invisible emotional contract you don't even know that you've signed. And until you see that pattern, you'll stay bracing for that impact, that survival mode. So here's the thing that I really had to learn. It was this. I don't have to fully heal it, and you don't have to fully heal it. You just have to see the pattern and understand where it came from, but then move to dismantle it. I had to learn that money comes through struggle, but only because that's how the people I love survived. So here's what I want to offer you. And you can say this with me. I am allowed to choose, and I don't have to earn my success through sacrifice. And once I recognize the pattern, everything shifted. I realized that my ability to thrive didn't mean I have to be tied to struggle. I could love, I could love my family, I could honor their sacrifices and still have the things I wanted. And now I want to invite you to reflect on this. Where are you still performing struggle to feel loyal? What if you didn't have to? What if just by reprogramming the recognition, you could dissolve and repattern the space for real solid growth? Just remember, you're not broken. Your resistance is just a learned pattern, and seeing it is a first step in scaling your business without the guilt. So you've already made it this far. Now imagine what you could do when you dismantle those stories and patterns to give yourself permission and finally experience what your business is truly capable of.